Hello, welcome to another product spotlight. I'm John, and today I have a couple of coal cars from Atlas. So let's go over to the workbench and take a look at them. All right, so here's what we're looking at today. I have on the desk two HO scale aluminum coal gondolas from Atlas. These are in Atlas's Trainman line, and if you look on their website, you'll find 6 different road names. Each one comes in, I counted 4 different road numbers, and there's also an undecorated one. The undecorated one goes for $21.95, and all the decorated ones go for $27.95. On our workbench, we have one decorated for Norfolk Southern, and we have one decorated for Burlington Northern. We'll take a look at each one. Before I get to that, you'll notice that I have the coal load out of the NS one here. These just fall out. If you turn it over and bend the side of the car very slightly, the coal load just drops out. I wanted to mention that because if you wanted to add weight, the easiest way would be to take the coal load out and put some weights down in the car and then put the coal load back in. Okay, we'll take a look at the NS one first. And as usual, I've scrutinized the paint and markings, and I found that all the markings on this car are legible. I was able to see the Freight Car America logo here, and the build date inside the block here is June of 2014. So pretty good. I mean, I wasn't sure because looking at it just without the magnifier, it didn't look like it was legible, but sure enough, I put on the ultimate magnification and I could read it all. Very cool. Looking at the brake end, you can see the separately applied brake wheel and chain detail. And then if you look back in there, you can see some extra brake detail, some kind of a reservoir recessed back in there. And looking at the A end, you can see this is all molded detail. Looks pretty good though, and the writing there is legible. So that does look good. Something else you can probably tell from this angle is the fact that these are body-mounted knuckle couplers there. The bottom of the car is also pretty plain, but you can see from this angle that these are metal wheels that it comes with. Pretty good. Let's take a look at the BN car real quick. Figured we'd start from the top, just looking at the coal load there. There's not really any detail inside the car under the coal load, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave the coal load in as we go around this car. Looking at the brake end on the BN unit, you can see that the brake wheel here is also separately applied. I mean, it's the same detail. It's molded detail, separately applied brake wheel, body mounted, knuckle coupler, metal wheels, just like the NS one that we were just looking at. There's a slight difference in the paint on the side, which I'll show you here in a second. So I don't know if you remember, but the NS gun had conspicuity stripes along the side. And I think that's because it had a build date of 2014. This one has a build date of 92. So it was before conspicuity stripes were a thing. But all the paint and all that stuff in here and markings, it's all legible. And the build date, which I read in here, also legible. Pretty cool. Something else worth mentioning is as I was handling these cars, I noticed that they felt kind of heavy, like heavier than I expected. And sure enough, I weighed them, and they're 4.7 ounces. The NMRA recommended weight for a car of this length is just under 4.5 ounces. So they're actually a little heavier than they need to be. All right, so this is another solid release from Atlas. And I have to say that even though these cars are in the Trainman line, which is their sort of budget line, they've paid a lot of attention to detail. Like, for example, the conspicuity stripes on the newer prototype, I think is a cool touch. Also, the fact that they weigh a little bit more than the NMRA recommended weight is a bonus. Most of the hardcore operators that I know prefer to have their cars weigh a bit more than what the NMRA recommends. So I think that's a good thing. Also, the paint and markings on these cars was really top notch. So they have a lot going for them. And I think that for the price point, these are a great buy. If you like to super detail your models, there's an opportunity for that too. That's it for this time, and I'll see you next time.